Hey, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Um, let's see. So you guys picked out Do You Copy? I know nothing about this game. I think it's horror. Uh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's odd on my menu here. There's no audio. There it is. It kicked in when I went to options. That's odd. Well, there's a bug they need to look at. There's another bug in their menu. Well, I don't know if it's a bug or if they intended uh, it, but their credits button is like a movie that plays and it's super long, and you just sit there and like the credits roll and it finishes, and you have to sit and wait. I was about to kill the game after waiting like 2 minutes, and then it finally faded to black and went back to the menu. But that's usually not a good idea. It didn't. I kept pushing enter and like nothing was happening. It was very odd. I don't know. Maybe my thing was bugged, right? Because like I didn't have audio when I pushed um, options. Exactly. Unskippable cutscenes. Ridiculous. In your menus. But hopefully that's just a bug. And I do know that this was originally made for a game jam, like a 48-hour game jam. So it's hard to fault the dev. Although I think that was like 2 years ago, and they did release multiple versions of it, so it has been updated. All right, the off-key jazz is a little concerning. So I guess we'll just get into it. I don't think there's any options or anything. So you guys will see my stupid reactions here. Why did you guys have to pick a horror game? I don't. I haven't actually made a horror game, so there's going to be design things in here that I will be guessing at. No, all jazz is not off key. Come on. There's some really good jazz. I'm a fan. Of course, I played trumpet for like 30 years, so that's a little different. All right. So let's just jump in. Like I said, horror. I haven't made a horror game, so. Um, oh, okay. Cool. We're already. Okay, so what I do know about horror games is it's all about atmosphere. Um, IA51 says I feel like it's difficult to make horror games. Um, that I don't know. I do know it's all about atmosphere, um, which is a lot of horror and a lot of, or sorry, it's a lot of audio stuff. Oh, do I have something on me? Do I have a way to do this? Do I have an inventory key? No inventory. No, it's not that one. No instructions. It does feel like Overwatch, Firewatch. Hey, can I pick this up? Why can't I pick it up? I must have to go to the radio, right? Yeah. And interact with it? E, yeah. Yeah, standard Unreal controls. Oh. Really? It's my only option? Ooh, spooky. Oh, what does this say? Can I read it? Please remember that hourly check-ins are mandatory and you should be respond to promptly. Mandatory. With my beers. I want the beer. Oh. Uh-oh. Here it comes. Somebody needs help. Oh, here we go. Should I be a jerk?
I saw this channel listed on one of the trails out here. I need you to help me. I'm lost and something is chasing me. Please, you have to help me.
It's just a beer. Just a bear, dude. Just chill out. It's just a bear.
I don't know. Something started chasing me, so I started running. You have to help me. I'm going to die out here.
Wow, he's very certain. Turn on the floodlights. Hi, Kayla. Yeah, it's just a bear. Just a friendly bear. What did I say? Turning on floodlights? Where would that be? Controls. Would be out here, right? It's got to be it. Ka-chunk. Really? What? Hey. What? What? I have to hold it down? Oh, okay. That's kind of weird.
Look, I don't know what happened back there. I was just out camping, you know, a solo hike, just a day or two to myself. Such a mistake. Got fresh air, a run. Yeah, lots of good that did me. I'm sorry.
Exposition, exposition.
Trying to keep
Oh,
my head
missing,
down.
huh? Hmm.
I'll let you get back to whatever.
Yeah, let me get back to whatever it is I do, which I don't think is anything here. Examine the bookcase. What could it be? Peller and 10. Can I read that? Oh man, that's. Does that say Sasquatch sighting? I can't read it. My eyes are bad. UFOs, is that what that says?
I'm at some kind of break in the road. It says I'm leaving the Carnation Rock Trail. What should I do?
I don't care what you do, dude. 1972, 20 missing in one summer. 20 missing in one summer. 1999, 8 missing so far. How many more this year? 19. Does this say 45? Why would it, this is an odd. So we go 72, 99, 45, 18.
Hello? Alright.
Lame. I have to tell the guy where to go. Nah, that's lame.
Left it is.
Oh, he picked. Yeah, there you go.
Left. Got it.
How would I know, right? Like, that's kind of weird. Like, make the player make a choice, a totally uninformed decision. There is a map. I see the map. You're right. But how do I know where he is? Oh, he said where he was, huh? Uh-oh, I probably sent him the wrong way, right? Where was he at? He said, I'm at Tower 4. He said Carnation Rock. Yeah, it was some...
Run. Now.
What? You run.
You feeling alright up there? I didn't say anything. Look, I should be up to you any minute, right?
I may want to play this more than once. I don't know. I'm not a... Oh, look, I got the E-examine map. Okay. Oh, what's that? I can put pins and things? Oh, nice. Right, I can, like... I can conspiracy theory this, like, all up, like... Oh, what's that? What'd I do? The radio guy's the murderer? Is that what you think?
What was that? Did you hear that?
It's UFOs, man. I do see that. Tree falling, non-human roaring. Wah, 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 wah. Can't go that way. Can I run? I can't even run. Can't jump. Alright, let's just do this. Hey, come this way. See, horror games. Oh, there's instructions. Look at that. Switch is broken. Yeah, thanks. See, I'm not the right audience for horror games because I'm not going to take it serious. And I'm going to sit here and pick it apart and, like, right? Because you got to you got to get into it, and I'm not. This just isn't me. Like, hey, can I use the door? Really, this is the game? I'm stuck in the tower. That's an interesting concept. I do like that concept.
No. Do you hear that? That is not a tree.
Yeah, games are scary when you don't have control, right? That's the point. That's the way that stuff works.
Alright. I think I lost it. But I definitely lost the trust.
This is my life. I must live in the tower.
I think I see a lake and a cave, a mine, something like that.
Yeah, go in the mine. Go in the cave, dude. Well, let's before we tell him which way to go, let's look at the map. So he says he can see the lake and he can see a mine. So you just got to go south, but I can't tell him south, right?
No.
Yeah.
This is the emergency channel, right?
Oh, shut up, dude.
Maybe.
Oh, hey, what? What? That was a bug. What?
Alright. Guess taking a right. Right sounds good. Right? Yeah, right, probably right.
So he said he was going. He said he was going right. I like the idea. I do like the idea. Now here we go. Sure. Yeah, I'm watching the lake. I saw you out there. All right, we'll do this again.
Why did I think hiking would be fun? Is this supposed to be fun? Should this be fun?
Yeah, hiking should be fun, buddy.
I guess I used to think so. Yeah. Not doing that again, and just thinking about it again is giving me the heebie-jeebies. How do you do it, though? I mean, alright.
Oh, there you go. Here,
I guess you get paid
here's the
all.
monster, right?
You're in a cozy cabin all night. Being stuck out here, but all the same. Let's give you a
All these
creep.
people missing.
Just a little bit.
Hopefully, those are the devs, right? Sasquatch sighting. That's a Sasquatch? That's not a Sasquatch. What did he ask me a question? I wasn't even paying attention. You can tell how invested I am in this game.
Should I make it run?
Yeah, dude, make it run. I can't use the radio. All right. Oh, I could look at the bulletin board. Yeah, it's got to be a dev, right?
Alright, looks like I'm getting onto, Gracewind Lake Pass. This, how much longer till I'm over to you?
I think he's supposed to take the secondary trail, right? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. What is it, like bears or something?
Yep, bears. Just some bears, dude. No Sasquatch around these parts. Nuh-uh. Yes, there. I think it's supposed to be two different voices. It's supposed to be a hiker and the monster or somebody talking to me. Of course, it could all just be in my head, or maybe I'm the killer. Ooh. Can't light a fire. That would be fun.
I don't know where I'm going.
Oh, jeez.
Chase me off the trail. I think it knows where I'm trying to go. Please, I can get there before it catches me. I just need to know where I'm going.
Oh, did I miss that? There's a note that says to stay away from the primary trail, filled with bears. I agree. Bear is fine. Bears are good. Come on. Nothing for me to say to him.
Hello? Hello? Is anyone there?
What did we start over?
Are you there? Man, you can't do this
I just.
to me. I can hear it right behind me. It sounds like...
Oh, non-human scream. Very close.
Hello?
I,
Hello? Is anyone there?
I can't.
You're going to die out here.
Oh, I am? Yeah. Sure. I died. Okay, we have to do it again because that was bad. I lived. I lived, but the hiker died, and then that's fine. All right, let's play again. I feel like I totally did that wrong because I wasn't taking it serious and I wasn't paying attention to shit. All right, let's pay a little more attention, Jeff. This poor guy he's counting on us. He's totally counting on us. All right, let's look at this stupid map. So he started out at Carnation Rock, right? I don't know.
Tower 4, this is Tower 2. Hourly radio check. You there? Over.
Yeah, we're good.
Good to hear, Tower 4. I'm kicking off for the night. Park's all yours. Over.
I like how you just live in filth, right? just stuff strewn about. That's all. I do like these as little atmospherics. Right, all these little hints and clues. I mean, that's good.
Hello?
Okay, here we go.
Is anyone there?
What's that? They are hard to read, I agree. Say nothing.
I saw this channel listed over the trails out here. I need you to help me. I'm lost and something is chasing me. Please, you have to help me.
See, this is why game designers are bad, playtesters, because all I want to do is try and break things. I just want to like I survived that last time just by screwing around and not playing the way they intend me to play. I did the same thing to Stanley Parable. Oh,
I don't know. Something started chasing me, so I started running. You have to help me. I'm going to die out here.
Quit being a whiny little... Okay, I'll turn on the floodlight. Oh, I have to tell him I'm going to turn on the floodlights. I did that. I did that wrong. Yes, that is why I love Stanley Parable as well. It was really fun, the way that they did that.
Yes. Okay. I see them. I'm gonna come to you. Thank you.
Just start screwing with this guy. That's a loud sound effect. Again, you see game designers screwing around, not doing what they wanted to do.
I was just camping, you know, a solo hike, just a day or two to myself. This was such a mistake.
No, I have not heard them turn on in real life.
Yeah, lots of good that did me. I'm sorry, I'm just rambling at you. Just trying to keep my head busy, you know?
Totally, bro.
Back to, whatever you do.
Whatever I do, which is sit around and like make conspiracy things about Sasquatch. Sasquatch sighting.
I'm at some kind of break in the road. It says I'm leaving the Carnation Rock Trail. What should I do?
Wait a minute. He's supposed to take the... See, it doesn't really matter. That's what... All right, if he's leaving the Carnation Rock Path trail, he's coming this way. He's supposed to be going on the... If we have him take the left path, he'll go faster. In theory.
All right, left. Got it.
In theory. But really, it kind of doesn't matter, right? Because it just comes back together. I think it matters at the bear part. Right. Well, that's the trick with story games, right? Is that ultimately your choices kind of can't matter because we have to force it. If you have a story, then we have to tell the story.
Now.
You run. I'm trapped here. Where can I run? I can't run anywhere, dude. I saw you over there. Why can't I use the radio? Don't like that. I get it, though. They're taking control away from the player, but I think it's the only thing I can do here. I guess I turn on the lights again. Let's go do that. You like that, Mr. Boogeyman?
What was that? Did you hear that?
He's still running around. It's good music.
No. Did you hear that? That is not. It's still chasing. Did you see that? All right. I think I lost it. But I definitely lost the trail too.
Right, so it doesn't matter what you do, right? Because he gets lost there. He's somewhere over here.
I think I see a lake and a cave, a mine, something like that.
What did I tell him to do last time? I think I told him to go back to the lake. So we'll try the mine. Yeah, go towards the spooky mine, dude. set it at that? That's not the saying. So I sent him to a mine, which is, was it over here? Is that way or is that way? I can't tell.
Are you watching the lake?
Sure. Oh, I saw you. I saw you.
So maybe you want to level with me. Is this your idea of prank? Because, I get it. Haha, let's all have a good laugh at the lost guy. But
So I wonder if this makes any difference. Probably not, huh?
that's not fair. Maybe you're not laughing. You know, you aren't.
There you go.
Alright. Good. Good. That's good. Are you going to save him?
Well, I can't. Like, what can I do? You guys won't let me out of here. I can't save him. Now I can't use the radio again. All right, so it's telling me to, do something else.
Alright. Looks like another fork in the road. Any advice?
Well, you got to tell me, like, more than just it's a fork in the road. I don't know.
Hey. You, been getting the feeling that, somebody's watching you. You know what? Never mind. I'm just being paranoid.
Ooh. You're what? A goat man? Is that what we're calling him? Goat man?
You. Chasing you.
Let's go look. See if we see more stuff.
Hello? Hello? Is anyone there? You're going to die out here.
I like how Sasquatch has a radio. Goatman is his official title. What? So he must kill the killer, or he kills the hiker, and then I survive. Oh, I see. It does say the Goatman. He ate the hiker, right? So I can't save him, whatever it is. I'm bad. I'm bad at this. More to the story. Some kind of monster imitating Lost Man's voice from the radio. No stranger, right? Send him to Tower 2. Goatman, find your tower. Well, we got to try that. Okay, so you guys got to... Let's get to that. Can I speed this up? Probably not, huh? Nope. It's on a timer. So hard to read. I feel like, though, if you put hints like this in, there should be some reason for them. Right? So if it were me, I'd do something with the years. Right? To imply that there's something going on here. But of course, you don't know the year that you're in.
Tower 4, this is Tower 2. Hourly radio check, over.
Yeah, no, I get that it's all just
Tower 4, do you copy? Over.
setting mood and stuff like that. Like, I get it. Especially, you know, if they're just doing this for a game gen, they gotta do something fast.
Good to hear, Tower 4. Kicking off for the night. Park's all yours. Over.
Wait for hiker. So I'm supposed to send him to Tower 2? Or get him to me? Which one should we do? Send him to Tower 2? Alright, I guess we'll try that.
Hello?
But you guys gotta help me.
Hello?
Because I'm doing it all wrong. I keep getting the same ending.
I saw this channel listed on one of the trails out here. I need you to help me. I'm lost and something is chasing me. Please, you have to help me. I don't know. Something started chasing me, so I started running. You have to help me. I'm going to die out here.
Yeah. Sky, they did. I don't know if they had a huge team. And you know, with Unreal, it's hard to say like what did they use out of their asset store. Same with Unity. Like, what did you use out of the asset store? So hopefully this is all made by that team. I wasn't even paying attention. What was I supposed to... Is this the lights time? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Did you want me to turn on the lights? I totally was not paying attention. Well, I guess I'll turn them on.
Yes. Okay. I see them. I'm gonna come to you.
Unless, did I do it wrong again? Was I not supposed to do that? Okay, good.
Look, I don't know what happened back there. I was just out camping, you know.
Send them to the mine?
Like,
Alright.
a day or two to myself. This was such a mistake. Got fresh air, a run. Yeah, lots of good that did me. I'm sorry. I'm just rambling at you. Just trying to keep my head busy, you know. I'll let you get back to whatever you do.
Which is stand around and wait to trigger things. That's what I do.
I'm at some kind of break in the road. It says I'm leaving the Carnation Rock Trail.
Right.
What should I do? Alright. Left. Got it.
Do. Less to talk about on the, what is this, third time through? I want to use the door.
Run. Now.
Oh, I see you. Move. Sky, you ended up going to YouTube to check out the other endings. That's probably what I would have done too if we weren't streaming.
What was that? Did you hear that?
Goes, and then I can. What's that? Put a cool gameplay mechanic. We have a table map and interact with the story more. Sending squads. Yeah, that would have been more interesting, right? A bunch of different hikers, and you're trying to save everyone. Just a tree, dude. You're good.
Did you hear that? That is not a tree. Alright. I think I lost it. But I definitely lost the trail too. I think I see a lake and a cave, a mine, something like that.
Right, so we're supposed to send him to the mine.
Look, Van, you get me out of this. I owe you one.
Yeah, you will.
Okay, let's set it at that.
You totally owe me one. I didn't kill you twice or anything. I feel like they should have put more atmospherics just out here, right? Just like every once in a while, I see things running around, and then oh, you turn your lights on, it's just a bear or whatever. They probably just didn't have enough time. I'm sure they didn't have enough time.
Are you watching the lake?
No, but I can. Oh, there you are. I saw you. So which ending do we want? I don't know. You guys pick.
So maybe you want to level with me. Is this your idea of prank? Cause I get it. Haha, let's all have a good laugh at the lost guy. But okay, that's not fair. Maybe you're not laughing.
You think Hiker Lives and Monster Gets Me sounds more fun? I agree. Let's do that one.
Laughing, right?
Does this matter? Which choice I make here? No, it doesn't matter here.
Alright. Good. That's
Which is a good game design mechanic, right? To imply that there's choice and that decisions matter. I don't know. That's a good question, Goat Man. Am I going to save him? All right. So next thing he asks, don't send him on the straight shot. Okay, send him away. All right. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Do, do, do.
looks like another fork in the road. Any advice?
Oh, and this is the one that I don't know. So he's at the mine. Is that what we said? To the left?
Hey, you, been getting the feeling that, somebody's watching you. You know what? Never mind. I'm just being paranoid.
Do, do. 10 seconds. All right. Do. Some binoculars would have been good, right, to be able to zoom in on things. And then you could really mess with people and do all those kinds of those fun things.
You there? Where am I? Where did you send me? Because I just showed up to some empty tower. I already told you. This is not funny. I have had an extremely long night. So please, just tell me where you are. Show me where you are.
Okay, I'll show
I
you.
need to know that I am not alone out here.
10 seconds, huh?
Yeah, the thing that was chasing me, I think it ran off.
Oh, it's coming to me.
The thing are crazy bright, you know that?
Well, they are floodlights, you know. We are in the forest. Right, so the thing is coming to me. Check your door. Dong, 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 dong. Rah, rah. Oh, I saw your... Yeah, I see you there. Come get me. See, I was hoping to get like an actual animated thing there. No, that's good though. Right, so here I died, right? Is that what's happening? Yeah. The break-in at Fire Tower 4 disappears the park ranger who's stationed there. Yeah. Dun dun dun. Come on, I clicked. Yeah, right. It is nice that they brought me the newspaper clipping after I died. So what did you guys think? Exactly the same, but you don't turn on the lights? Oh, okay. So you just let the guy die, and then the thing probably just like... Rawr. Oh, you think it was? Is it the monster the whole time? No, because it said the hiker was found. Oh, okay? So you flash them once or twice, and then the hiker finds us, instead of the lights being on long enough where the monster sees it and runs off. Gotcha. So, what were your guys' thoughts on that game? I have to turn this audio down. It's the Firewatch alpha test, right? Pretty good for a free quick build. Scared me at 2 a.m. Yeah, I can imagine that if you play this, at night, not with your whole family around you, like I am right now. Yeah, and for a game jam, they did a really good job in a short amount of time. So, sorry, I have to turn the audio down. It's enough already. The bad jazz. Yeah, so that's the thing with telling story in games, and I know Jen's gonna talk about this in her summer class, right? But there's a very fine line in the more that you change have something that the players can affect the story, right? Which is the whole point of having a game. Is there's a couple different things that are going on. So one is that you every time you have a branching path, right, you're going to make that much more content that the player's never going to see, right? So um, unless it's so good that they want to play it more than once, which is pretty rare. Honestly, players even finishing games, like the completion rate for most games is extremely low. You'd be surprised at how low completion rates are for most games, even AAA. Um, and when you start to do that, right, when you do have branching paths where players aren't only going to see like some of the content, well, every time you have a branch point, um, that means all of this content has to be made, right? Um, on and on, right? So it just confounds itself. Um, Foom Foom Fire, is that? I think that's Austin. I think. Uh, Austin says, "Totally. How would you make a more procedurally scary game?" That's a good question. Doing procedurally generated horror. So I think the way you could, God, I wish I had a whiteboard. I think the way you would do it is that you would try and make, so kind of think of like Binding of Isaac, where it's got the rooms. Um, that would be a self-contained unit, right? So you have to build all of those self-contained units to then be linked in some kind of narrative path that's okay. Um, and then it doesn't matter the story that you're telling. But then if you are trying to tell a story, if it's procedurally generated, like I don't see how that would really work. Like you'd have to have like it would kind of be procedurally generated, right? Where it'd be like, okay, you have like here's the start of the story, right? So we're in the tower and they say, hey, check in, and then the hiker prompts you, right? Then you'd have to have like, okay, we're gonna have like 4 different procedurally generated options here, right? And so we're gonna randomly pick that you got this one, okay? But now now that you got that one, right, that you've got option, say, number 4 off of that chain, right? So these now technically should probably go away, right? Because they were at for story point number 1. Now you have like all these other options off story point 2, but you may or may not have a way of telling whether story point 4 affects like everything that's coming from the second column, like so all of the things that would be potential options. Like you'd say, well, they chose option 4, so the first like 2 options in the second chain are gone now. So now I'd have like these 2 options, right? Um, but then that means that's more of the chain of like all this content that doesn't get seen. So I don't know. I think it would be very, very difficult to try and do anything that's procedurally generated story, unless it's all about, usually when we do that, it's all about choke points, right? So we go and we're going to make a story driven game where we're going to go for from start, and then we're going to have like 1, 2, 3 options. You're going to go down this chain here. So things happen, and then at some point, because I need, as a storyteller, I have to take those player choices, and I need to tell a story. Well, that means I have to bring things back to some kind of arc or something that has to happen in the story, right? So, like if we were doing a five act play, we go, okay, well now that's happening, so we need to then trigger off this thing, and this always happens, right? And then after that happens, then it's like, okay, well I'm going to give them 3 choices again, and then out of there, right? You could keep doing that, and you just basically have to have like this part has to get told, this part has to get told, and then this part has to get told, and that's usually how most of those games do it. Although more and more like on AAA Naughty Dog stuff, it's not like that, right? They because they're telling a story, and in those cases, there's not player choice because it's more of a movie that you're playing than it is like a game. And so when you sit down and you make that assumption as a player, you're in for that, right? You're saying, look, I'm playing a AAA. I'm playing Uncharted 3, right? And I know that when I sit down for this, this is made for this movie experience. And like, if I don't do these things successfully, then I die and have to go back to a checkpoint and stuff like that. Okay, so you guys are asking me questions here. What if we have modules that fill out? Like how many hiker dies, how much the monster knows about you. Yeah, it gets more and more complicated the more and more options you give the player, right? And so it gets into this crazy tree structure of all kinds. Like every choice point you make where you branch it, that's a bunch of content that has to get made that is never going to get seen. And then like the more you do that, that's like a exponential type problem, right? So you're going to start getting craziness if you're going to do that. IA51I says, would a solution be that every part is handmade? And then there's just a checking system to make sure parts are viable. Handmade. Yeah, so I don't know. Okay, so Steven says Subcutanean is a randomly generated print horror novel, lower asset production goes right. That's yeah. I mean, yeah, you can get away with it because you don't have a team of 10. Like even if it's just like this game jam team, 10 other people trying to make like those of you that worked in 495 already know like. Just to get a couple levels done takes a large team a long time. And that's, if you're going to make a bunch of content, you're going to pay 10 people, the average developer price. So you guys that don't know that basically there's a standard formula you take as a game studio, and it's roughly this is very rough because it changes depending on what region of the country you're in, but it's about an average of $10,000 a month per developer. So if I have 10 people working on a game, right, in theory that costs me $10,000 per person per month. So that's $100,000 per month that I work on something, and those of you in 495 know that it takes time to build those things. Even when you have a pretty good team cranking out assets, it's just going to take time. So the more as a studio you have to do that, like for making all this content that's never going to get seen is value losing proposition. So unless you have a really, really good reason to do it, you're going to find studios not doing it. So that's the main reason you don't see that type of stuff. It's just the raw cost that goes into it. And yeah, like Steven's saying, like yeah, you'll see it in a novel, right? Like a choose your own adventure, right? It's the same thing, right? With all those little branching pathways and stuff. Yeah, it works because it's cheap to do. I think Netflix is starting to run into this because they're, they tried it with Black Mirror Bandersnatch. They just did the Kimmy Schmidt one. I don't know how many of you guys have played through those yet. But you make all this content, and so the cost to develop this thing is much larger, right? For one episode, let's say we're going to do the Bandersnatch one, right? And video production is much faster than game production. So, they're kind of willing to mess around with it, but at the same time, what they're finding is that it's expensive. It's much more expensive to produce this thing. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see if those things catch on. I really like them. I don't know how many of you guys have tried those, either of those sort of choose your own adventure Netflix things. If you haven't, you should check them out. They very first started doing them with, I think it was like Man vs. Wild. And I sat down with my son and we tried to kill Bear Grylls. But you can't kill him no matter what you do. Like, so, I don't know how many of you guys have seen Man vs. Wild, right? But he's like, I have to eat this thing to survive and or drink my own pee and stuff like that, right? So like at every possible option we were trying to oh yeah, go into the crocodile infested waters and no, he survives, and oh, eat the bear poop, oh yeah, eat the bear poop, and no, he survives, he doesn't get sick. So, uh, which was a good, a good lesson. Hopefully, that Netflix learned from that is that like your choices have to matter somewhat, right? If my choice doesn't really matter, it really disincentivized me from doing that with that little interactive um, little thing because I didn't want to like if my choices don't matter, why am I making choices, right? It was kind of silly, and the Bandersnatch one did, right? Because you did get different endings, and it was really good. I don't want to spoil it for you guys because it sounds like you haven't gone through them, um, but uh, yeah. So it's just more expensive, right? Okay, so let me go back and catch up here. So I am thinking like RimWorld is story generator. So you build systems so that interactions produce an outcome. So okay, yes and no. So what's happening in something like RimWorld is yes, there are procedurally generated stories, but usually the stories are kind of made up in the mind of the player, um, versus me telling you what's happening. Okay, which is different, right? That's a sandbox type design where I just throw that. It's also called kind of emergent gameplay where I throw all this stuff into kind of a blender and just say, here, you do what you want with it, and whatever it means whatever it means to you, right? Instead of me telling you this story. Okay, so that's kind of a different thing. Um, let's see. What if your theme of the game is that the player choice doesn't matter? Right, that actually would totally work. I could see a lot of uses for something like that. Like if your theme is that the player choices don't matter. Um, but again, um, so how to phrase this? If the main core loop of the thing that the player's doing, um, hey, look, it's Mass Effect. If the main core loop of the thing that the player's doing isn't fun, they're not going to continue to do it, right? So if the main thing that you're trying to tell the player is, hey, your choices didn't matter, um, either one, the moment to moment core loop uh, needs to be super fun. Some people call that the core loop. There's another, the Slime Rancher guy had a really good GDC talk where he called this the home of the game, where it's like just this is what the player lives, this is where they live and what they do. If that's really good, maybe you could get away with saying that the choices don't matter. But I can tell you that teaching now for as long as I have with people trying to wrap their brains, get their brains around from um, game consumer to game developer, um, I can tell you that people don't like learning that their choices don't matter. In most games, most of those games, under the hood, if you guys really understand what's going on, like Veruca Salt just said, Wolf Among Us or any of the Telltale games, right? Because none of your choices really matter because I have to tell a story. um, people start to resent it. So people that didn't like Wolf Among Us or Telltale generally were people that went back to play it a second time, and then the second time you played it, you're like, oh, well, why did I bother with any of this? Because it didn't matter because they're telling me the same story. Lee cuts off his hand. I won't say that. Yeah, spoiler alert for like how old is that game? Like 10-year-old game. Anyway, your choices don't matter, right? And it feels bad to a lot of players. You know, I liked it because I played it through the one time and I was like, cool, I understand what's happening and I enjoy the story that they're telling. They're doing a really good job. So that's the trick, right? Is that the story itself, if you are going to get into that situation, the story has to be excellent in order to keep your players, which Wolf Among Us was pretty good, but they really knocked it out of the park when they did the Telltale one. It was a fantastic story, which is why it was successful as it was. Okay, cool. So we had a little chat about, procedurally generated and story-driven content. Is there anything else that you guys took away from Do You Copy that we should talk about? I'll wait a little bit while chat catches up. I think it was good. It was a good game. They did a good job. Very good for a game jam game. Yeah, I'd like to know how much extra time they put into it. think I read like came out in 2017, and I don't know when their final update was. I think it was pretty recently. Looks like nobody's bringing anything else up in the chat. So I think this is a good spot to call it a day. Audio design. You want to talk about audio design? IA51. Who is IA51? Who are you? Who dis? New stream. Who dis? Audio design needs to be taught more. Yes. In fact, there's a class for that. It's not in CAGD. It's in MadTech. But we tried to offer the class, but unfortunately our college did not want to authorize us to bring on another lecturer. So we sent the guy who was talking to us, guy from Devin. What's up, Devin? Guy from Sony, Mark Foley. He works on a bunch of their AAA stuff. He had just moved up here with his wife, and he was doing remote commuting and stuff like that with Sony, and he wanted to think about getting out a little bit. So we hooked him up with MadTech, and they started offering a game audio course, and it's fantastic. Mark really knows what he's doing. I highly recommend you guys taking that class. I don't remember the number. You can talk to Jen or Clark about that. Or just look it up in the catalog. But game audio. I know he has sometimes some trouble getting permission from Sony to step away. I know that was a danger about like that class not actually launching last semester because Sony was throwing up roadblocks, but he did eventually get all that cleared. So hopefully you continue to do that. Cool. All right. Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about? I mean, the audio design for that game was very good. Yeah, audio is audio is one of those things that is incredibly important. Sorry, just pulled out my mic and headphone. Yeah, as I mess with my mic, it is incredibly important. I will say though, it's one of the last things that you get to in game development, and it's mostly because you can do it last, right? And it actually oftentimes works better to do it kind of last because, right? Why have all this design happen for something that's going to change, right? So, like let's imagine Elementalist, 495 Elementalist, right? In their game design, they wanted to have boss fights. Well, if you had started, right, and said, okay, well, we're going to start, and here's the list for audio stuff, and somebody goes through and they're going to spend all that time making all this stuff, and then you get to the end of the semester and I tell the team, hey, you don't have enough time left, so you have to cut your bosses. What do you do at that point? Oh, sorry, all that work that you spent, all that time was totally wasted, and we could have put it into other things on the game, right? That did get in the game. So it is incredibly important, but it is left to last for that, mostly for that reason, because we don't want to waste time on things that aren't going to go in. But it can really make or break a design, and it really helps to up it from kind of amateur quality. That's one of the things that will distinguish a really kind of polished and professional game versus an amateur game is that the amount of polish that goes, one, just the amount of polish that goes into it, but two, the amount of audio polish that you spend. The more time you spend doing that type of stuff is important. Sky says it's a lot more work, but when a fight or level is centered around the audio, it has a much deeper impact. Well, it depends on, see, that's the thing that kind of, it depends on the team and the budget. So if you sit down and you say, as a AAA studio, yes, I am going to dedicate $2 million to this I'm going to dedicate $2 million to this product, then yes, and you say, okay, my audio budget is XYZ, and then I hire some audio people, and that's just going to be part of the game. But in most like indie type situations, that's not the case, right? We don't have dedicated audio people, so somebody takes it on, and it's usually one of the things that gets left to last because that's just kind of the way that it goes. But I do agree, audio. I wouldn't say you'd center an entire thing around an audio system unless that's kind of core to the design of the whole game. Um, I think that your designer is the one that should be driving that, right? So if they sit down and they say, look, this boss fight should have, and they should take this into account, right? Is what is the audio? What are the audio beats, and how do we approach it in an audio way? What that whole mindset has to be there from the start versus tacking it on, and it will work better. But it's one of those things like it really just depends on the scope and the budget that you have allowed. At a little indie shop like mine, like audio is it is critical, and we do passes at it, but we only do passes at it when we get to a spot where, okay, these things are lined up and it's a demo and we're ready, and like I'm not gonna prototype and put audio work into something that I'm just gonna might end up cutting. So I wait, like we do, we do our builds and passes. So we get to a point, we do a build, we test it. If we're happy with it internally, then one of us will usually sit down. Usually it's me right now, and I'll do an audio pass and I'll put in audio stuff, and then we'll kick it out to players for testing. All right, so ready to teach that class in 9 days? Yeah, yeah. We've been slowly working on it for these past month or two. We got most of the scaffolding in place now. It's just filling it in with some of the content and stuff. Although we still haven't we paid for Jira licenses friggin' forever ago. And we're still waiting on the dang university to finalize the payment. Devin says, I thought nothing ever gets cut in game development. Sweet summer child. No. Cut. That's what we do. Wow, designing games from home computers rather than school labs. Computers next semester is going to involve computers that are not locked into mute by default. Yeah. Yes. Let's see. Where should I look for info for that class? Email or message? I assume we're going to be using Discord. Which class are you talking about? Luna should be. Is that Nathan, I want to say? The summer one. It'll be in Blackboard, and we'll set up all the Discord. We're already setting up the stuff in so Blackboard, Discord. I don't know if we're going to stream. I don't know if Dan's comfortable doing Twitch or not. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'm assuming you're asking because you're already signed up for it. Yeah. Haven't done a summer class online before. Yeah. Well, we don't normally offer them because we like our summers off too. But this is kind of what we both the two classes that were kind of offering this semester are ones that we're kind of piloting that we want to test out because we want to offer them full time, and this is a good way for us to kind of try it, for that initial go around, because right now we're kind of maxed out, all of us, on like being able to teach, especially with losing the hire that the department was supposed to get. So it meant that the only way really we can do something like that is to do it during summer, when one of us has extra time to do it. Although I don't really have extra time, right? Because I'm working on kaiju fishing, and I'm also going to be teaching, helping. It's called a Go Learning Institute thing that the college is doing. They would put a call out for extra sort of teachers to help teachers that are going to take stuff online. So because I've done online for 170 and 470 before, and because I know how to stream and I'm pretty good at Blackboard, I put myself down to offer to teach that. Of course, I get some money for it, so that's good. But that's going to suck up some extra time that I wasn't kind of planning. But it'll be good helping out my other teachers get their classes ready to go online. Maybe get everybody doing Twitch streaming. Ben Penn says, "Do Twitch get that sub button? Like and subscribe." Yeah, I'm not going to go down that route. All right. Unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about. Oh, that was my mail. Let's see what crazy email I got now from the school. Somebody subscribed. That's funny. Do Udemy to get paid? Oh, I get paid. I get paid by the university. Teach a summer class. It's not for. I'm not doing that for free. Kidding? Rob a bank? Get paid? No, thanks. All right. Looks like we're pretty much done for today. So I'm gonna wrap it up. Yeah. I hope you guys are having a good summer, and yeah, have a good weekend. We're gonna do it again next week, and I want I want you guys to play along with me. So play the game, so we'll vote again. Do your suggestions up until I think we said Monday, right? So do your suggestions up until Monday in the Discord, and then for free games, and then we'll do a vote. We'll collect them all up, and we'll do a vote. We'll have our vote in by I think we said Wednesday, and then I'll pick. We'll go off the winner, and we'll all play it for a couple days, and then I'll stream on Saturday, and then we can go again. All right, so cool. Just make sure to play the game because I like interacting with you guys and getting your take on the games and stuff. It's not just me sitting around. Yeah, Civ 6. Yeah, I already. Civ is bad for me. I get yeah, that's bad. I'm a strategy gamer. Like Civ is right. I'm the perfect target audience for Civ. I love it. Yeah, I wasted a lot of nights as a kid playing Civ. All Civ 2, 3, 5. I didn't play Civ 1, but Civ 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't have 6 until they announced or Epic was giving it away for free, and I hey kid, first taste is free. Right, I got sucked in, and I played it last night, and it was taking. I looked up, and oh my gosh, it's a little later than I thought, so I stopped. Yes, the just one more turn syndrome of Civ. Yeah, come get your free candy, kid. Just one taste. Yeah. That is a topic we could have a quick discussion about if you want. The Epic Store. When it was first announced, there was a lot of pushback, and I thought it was silly, right? Well, as a developer, I was stoked because their initial announcement was what I think 12% that they take versus 30% that Steam takes, right? For a little studio, that's if you're making $100,000, that's quite a bit of money that you could save. Plus, it's another whole other audience, right? I mean, let me put it this way: the kids that all were playing Fortnite, right? All the that audience was not tied into Steam at that point, right? So here, look, it would be like if Minecraft had a store for you guys, right? I know you guys are kind of the Minecraft generation. If Minecraft had opened up a store, you would not be on Steam. You guys would have gone to the Minecraft store and bought your things through Minecraft. Same thing is happening with Epic. And they're speeding up the process, but I think that naturally they would have had a humongous store anyway if they would have just waited. But with this giving away stuff free, that's a no-brainer for me. I'm gonna go get Civ, right? That was that was here, Jeff, come and get the Civ, right? Even though I already had the Epic installer installed, I would have gone and installed it in that would have been it. That got me in the front door. You know, I think it's going to do the same thing for most people. So uh, yeah, so the Epic announcement was really weird to me that there was pushback. Like, why are you guys like loyal to a storefront? Like, here I am supporting the Steam thing. Like, I'm pretty loyal to Steam because I'm a Steam developer, right? Because I have to be. That's where the players are, right? As a developer, um, you got to go where the players are. Yeah, Veruca said people don't like change, and that is 100% true, right? But it was weird. Like the arguments I was getting from my own students was like, "Oh, I have to open up 2 launchers." Are you kidding me? Do you? For somebody as old as me, having a launcher is a godsend. I used to have like 50 billion executables all on my machine, right? So like, oh, I want to play Civ. Oh, hey, okay, I got there. Where's the Civ executable? Yeah, it was a dumb argument. It was a stupid. Oh, 2 installers. Yeah, who cares, right? And then like, why are you such a fanboy for a company that doesn't really care about you, right? If they're going to treat the developers better, you're going to get better products. So why do you care? It was really weird. Anyway, um, there's my little Epic Store rant. They're doing a good job, and with the way that they're doing these things, um, already, like I said, they are already going to be um, uh, a huge player base. Like they as soon as they had Fortnite be as huge a hit as it was, it didn't matter. Like they had a huge player base. And when they made the store, that made it more sticky, so more people are going to be there. So that generation, the generation behind most of you guys, they're going to be platform agnostic. They're not going to care. Like some of them may go to Steam, some of them may not. Especially if Epic continues on the road that they're doing and just like has more and more and more and more content. Like it doesn't matter. Like people are going to be on there, right? And then as a developer, I'm just going to say, well, here I'm just going to sell it on this one. Why not just do both? Yeah, that's what most game developers are doing that. Unless Epic comes to you and says, "Here's $2 million to be an exclusive for a year," then I'm going to say, yeah, right. So why get mad at a developer, right? Because that's the other thing that was kind of silly was that people were getting mad at developers for being Epic exclusives. Well, screw that, man. If Epic's going to give me $2 million to be an exclusive for them, you're going to do it every single time. And yes, you do get paid upfront. You get paid upfront $2 million. Epic says here $2 million. You're not going to turn it down. That's insane, especially because what's proven to be the case. I kind of am tangentially connected to some developers that have done Epic exclusives, and the Epic exclusive was very successful on the Epic Store. But then when they launched on Steam, they were just as successful. Like the numbers came in exactly like they thought they were going to come in. So it was like a no-brainer. Like there's absolutely no reason not to do both, especially if Epic's going to pay you to be an exclusive for a year. Total no-brainer. All right, game industry shenanigans. Is there any other game industry shenanigans you guys want to talk about before I close down the stream? I know we've been streaming for a little bit here. Let me catch up here. Sure, shut down Origin launched poorly. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, an Epic Game Store launch was not great either. Like, there were bugs and problems, and like Steam has a bunch more features, right? But as long as it has the game you guys want, then it doesn't matter, right? So, you know, Epic having Fortnite, no brainer, right? Let's see. A lot of the anger also came from Kickstarter fundraiser issues. Yeah, sort of. I mean, not really. I think Metro was one. I think that people were pissed about, and that didn't have a Kickstarter or anything. People were just mad because it was an exclusive. That was dumb. Oh shoot! I gotta catch up here. Yeah, Steam's been around for a long time. They have a huge install base. I mean, that's over 30 million people now. It's a huge market. So it's not going away. Steam is not going away. But I can tell you, as a developer, the 30% cut is steep, and there are good things about it. But at the same time, for the 20 to 50 games that are released every single day on Steam, having to compete with them for eyeballs is difficult, right? And so if you get selected into the Epic Store, there's so little content on there right now that you will stand out. That's not going to remain the case forever, but that's just kind of the way that's going here. I'm trying to catch up with you guys in chat. You kind of went crazy here. Steam's been around for an age, yes. Have I voiced any game characters? No. Do I want to voice any game characters? No. I'll just write the code, thanks. Hulu and Netflix are both quality projects. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know. It's dumb that people are gonna Coke or Pepsi, right? It's just stupid. Mobile app store. I think that's Josh. Josh says, I never understood not just having both stores on your computer. Never got that. So it's like mobile Apple stores. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Josh. You can absolutely have Steam and Epic. Like that doesn't matter. So it's not like mobile, if that's what you mean. Mobile is a different beast because it's a different operating system. Coke or Pepsi is not stupid. No, I mean like getting into the Epic Store is the same getting into the Apple Store. Right now it is. Epic Store is a curated product, if that's what you mean. Devin says Coke is superior. RC Cola for life. Let's see. No, so Epic is a curated squirt. Epic is a curated store, which means somebody you have to apply to them and they have to approve you and then put you on the store. Versus like the Google Play Store is anybody can do it. Same with Steam. Steam Steam took the open source approach, which generally wins. From the history of open source versus closed source, for the most part, open source wins. If you go back to Apple versus PCs, spaces versus tabs. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So right now, Epic is a walled garden, but that's not going to be the case. They've already said they're going to open it up. So that's just a matter of time, because you have to have a way to automate that system, right? You can't just there's a bunch of things that have to get checked. Otherwise, you can inject like all kinds of malicious code into those things, which is what Google has gotten in trouble for recently, right? Because they're so hands off. They don't care what goes into it. People have been sneaking malicious code into Android apps for a while. So, and they just got busted for that. So people are not happy with some of the Android apps. But, that's the risk you take, right? Microsoft wasn't that open, right, with their development environment. It was an open development environment. A PC can just be constructed out of parts, but you can't put malicious parts in a PC, right? That would be interesting, right? Order your SSD that comes preloaded with viruses. That would be great. Okay. All right, so let's wrap it up before I get on another tangent. All right, so I'm going to call it here. We'll make sure you get your go look for other free games to nominate, and we'll do another vote. We'll pick it out, and we'll all play. And if you guys pick Civ, I'll be in trouble because I'll probably end up playing for a long time. Yeah, but yeah, we'll play again next Saturday at 1. Okay. All right. Later, guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your time. All right. Later.